Not everyone will cheer for you, and that's a fact. When we decide to make radical changes, like leaving our so called stable job for something new, or maybe we are ready to start a business, people always have something to say. And 90% of the time, the first thing out of their mouths, and for sure running through their heads, is what if you get fired? Or how can you walk away from a job after 15 years? And if you're starting a business, they may hit you with things like, have you thought about the economy? Or what if it doesn't work? What if no one buys from you? And the truth is, the people saying these things are comfortable where they are. They have likely stayed in the same place their whole lives, holding onto what feels safe. Maybe they have had the same job for years or never imagined life beyond what they already know. They cannot comprehend the courage it takes to leave the known and chase after your dreams because it's not something that they're ready to do. In today's episode, I will share the number one piece of advice I give my clients when they decide to take the leap, whether it's leaving their job, starting a new business, or finally going after the life they cannot stop thinking about. Welcome to At What Point, the podcast where we dive into the real, raw, and rewarding journey of personal and professional growth. I'm Catherine, your host, here to guide you through mindset shifts, powerful aha moments, and the resilience it takes to thrive no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're climbing the corporate ladder, taking the leap into entrepreneurship, or just looking for that boost of motivation, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. When I first left corporate to stay home with my kids, I didn't get much pushback from friends or family. Honestly, in many cultures, leaving work to focus on your children is considered the right thing to do. No one questions it. They just nod and accept it as a natural step in life. The same thing is often true for those who step away from their careers to take care of an elderly parent or a loved one. It fits neatly into society's expectations. You are fulfilling a caregiving role that people understand and respect, whether it's tending to your kids or being there for an aging parent. The role of a caregiver doesn't rock the boat or challenge anyone's worldview. It aligns with traditional ideas of what is expected, sacrificing your own time for the well being of others. So instead of judgment, when I left corporate to take care of my kids, I received understanding or at least acceptance. Why? Because people see caregiving as selfless, honorable, even necessary, which makes it easier for them to offer support without questions. They understand that stepping away from a career to take care for family fits into a familiar narrative, and they are more comfortable with it because it doesn't threaten their own sense of security or challenge the way they see the world. But when I decided to quit my corporate job again 15 years later, things were totally different. People couldn't wrap their heads around why I'd leave a senior leadership position with a great salary, a 401k, and benefits. To them, it was like throwing away the ultimate security blanket. But here's the thing about those so called security blankets, they are often anything but secure. Just 2 years after I left, my entire department disappeared. People were reassigned to other areas, and eventually, most of them lost their jobs. The security everyone envied wasn't real. Here's what I need you to remember: no one understands your path, and that's okay. No one else is you. No one wakes up at 2 a.m. in the morning with that pit in their stomach from stress because they are stuck in a toxic work environment. No one else is dragging themselves to a job where they feel drained, unappreciated, and completely unfulfilled. People around you may have dreams of their own, but most of them don't believe those dreams are possible. Think about it. How many people buy a lottery ticket fully convinced they won't win? That's how many people get through life, dreaming, hoping for more, but deep down believing it won't happen for them. They play it safe, staying in their comfort zone. And when they see someone like you stepping outside of that zone, it triggers their own fears and insecurities. So instead of cheering you on, they project those fears onto you. Their doubts are not about you, they are about them. And if you are not careful, you will let their fears creeping into your mind and you will start to second guess yourself. So here's the best advice I can give you. Keep your dreams to yourself. Share them only with those you trust to support you. And yes, if your decisions will affect your household finances, make sure to talk them through with your partner. But beyond that, communicate your decision once you have made it and let that be it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is sharing their dreams too early with friends, family, and colleagues. It might seem harmless at first, but little by little, their doubts start to seep in. Are you sure this is the right thing? What if it doesn't work out? And before you know it, you start asking yourself, am I making a mistake? And here is the truth: people who have achieved success, whether by becoming wealthy or finding peace and fulfillment, don't try to talk others out of their dreams. They understand how hard the journey is, but they also know it's possible. The ones who have made it will encourage you, offer advice, and remind you that the path is not always easy, but it's so worth it. The real question here is, if people believe in your potential, why don't you? At some point, you have to decide whose voice you're going to listen to: the ones rooted in fear or the ones grounded in possibility. That's where the shift happens. So, at what point will you choose yourself? At what point will you stop letting others people's fear dictate your choices? At what point will you stop believing that success is only for other people and realize that it's possible for you too? Here is the biggest lesson life has taught me. Don't ever think it cannot happen to you. If you believe that success, wealth, or happiness are only meant for others, you will never open the door for those things to enter your life. The truth is, most people that are stuck in a life they don't love is because they think that a great life is not for them. But if you have a dream, a real burning desire to create something meaningful, then that dream was planted in your heart for a reason. It's not there to tease you or frustrate you. It's there because it's possible. So here's my challenge for you. Stop waiting for permission, validation, or approval from others. You don't need cheerleaders to validate every move, nor do you need applause to keep going. The only validation that truly matters is your own belief, that is steady, unshakable conviction that the life you're building is not only possible, but worth every ounce of effort. And trust me, it absolutely is. There will be days when doubts sneaks in, when things go sideways, and when you will question whether all the effort is worth it. Those moments are inevitable. But here's the truth: it's in those exact moments when everything feels heavy, uncertain, and exhausting. And it's here when your growth happens. It's during the hard times that you find out what you are made of and prove to yourself that you are capable. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, each doubt becomes a lesson, and every challenge becomes part of your transformation. So the next time you feel tempted to ask someone, "Do you think that I'm doing the right thing?" Pause. Don't give away your power by looking for answers outside of yourself. Take a deep breath and remember, no one else can walk this journey for you. No one else sees your vision the way you do or understand the fire within you. This path is yours to walk, yours to define, and yours to own. Keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that every step, no matter how difficult, will bring you closer to the life you are creating. Thanks for joining another episode of At What Point. I hope today's conversation sparks some inspiration for your journey of growth and transformation. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to visit katherinebeltran.com/podcast for show notes, special discounts on coaching packages, and freebies to help you keep moving forward. And last but not least, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a show. See you next time.